squid slayers. That was Stormtroopers by Sabaton. Yeah, I know it's not technically related to Helldivers, at least not specifically, but I had a rough night and I wanted to reward myself for getting through it. Seriously, that just blindsided me out of nowhere. I was totally fine all week talking about the squids, but something about being in even marginal close proximity to them just made me utterly melt down. I'm also going to need to apologize to Mercy over some things that I said to him last night. To be fair, I was completely losing my mind and didn't mean anything that I said. Logically, though, I have taken some precautions to keep Squidward JQ tentacles away from me. I travel in a strike group now with Lady Electo and tend to float around the DSS moving whenever it does. There's safety in numbers. Even if the Order tries that nasty little trip with yanking me out of FTL travel again, my escorts will immediately notice and vaporize the offender. That ambush will turn into an annihilation, so help me Liberty. My mental state is better this morning thanks to my eternally helpful AI, who rigged up a full-dive neural interface that actually functions in the exact opposite way. Instead of intercepting my motor control impulses to control a fist unit, this smaller module fits over my eyes and allows Mercy to help manage my emotions and anxieties. He calls this a magenta-colored visor. We're still workshopping the name. Is it risky? Well, kinda, if Mercy ever turns out to still be evil. But he's my bestie, and I trust him, and it seems to be working well so far. So, my trauma dumping aside, the morning news. I am quite amused that the first thing that happened to the newly revamped DSS is that the bug divers stole it to park it over Heeth. I'm sorry, but given the kinds of reputation the workers of the TKZ have garnered, that's just funny to me. During the night, it had since moved to Rasp and then to Haldus to play whack-a-mole with Illuminate raiding fleets. So far, out of the 14 successful defenses that are required of us for this major order, we have accomplished 2 of them, so we're off to a good start. Speaking of which, we have a name for this major order, which just so happens to be the one that I submitted for approval. Operation Democracy Delivered, because Decay is darn good at doing just that. In other news, the defenses of the Orion sector are steadily crumbling away under the Terminated onslaught, and it looks like the contract taken out by the East Meridia Transit Company will have to go unfulfilled. Truly a tragic loss, especially for my bank account, but considering the EMTC has zombies on their lawn, I think they'll forgive us for losing a bit of focus so we can go and run the ugly kids out of town. The automatons continue to engage in their dastardly, sinister, evil Machiavellian plan of absolutely fluffing nothing. Really, long-range observers and infiltrated malware report absolutely no movement whatsoever, except for maybe some of the usual garrison patrols and shipments of combat frames to border worlds. I guess they're building their defenses up in preparation for the next Super Earth offensive. Which, yeah, I have to call shenanigans on something. How is it that I am perfectly able to deal with robots with chainsaws for hands, but squids wielding sci-fi Q-tips reduce me to a quivering, sobbing mess on the floor? That's just unfair. The brain is weird. That's been Liberty's latest from me, Pondera the Radio Angel. I've been learning a bit more about trigger warnings, as some people who bore witness to my meltdown last night were triggered themselves. I'll have Mercy include a mention to any particularly triggering material that gets recorded in future broadcasts so people can better prepare themselves in the future. But for right now, I have a more proactive solution. The vile creatures from beyond the galactic rim that caused me to have that panic attack? Let's go shoot them. It's hard to be scared of a past tense entity. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.